G'day fellas, and welcome to a casted game. Spawning in on the north side of the map, playing in the colour teal is the Chinese. We've got Crackety here. And on the east side of the map, playing as the Holy Roman Empire in the colour blue, we've got Smelly Deli. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Mongolian Heights. We're here witnessing two gentlemen battle it out. Now both of these gentlemen are indeed Conqueror 3, and they are indeed preparing for the brand new Age of Empires 4 tournament that has just been announced by EGC TV. It's Golden League 2. So undoubtedly these guys are looking to try and get a spot in there. I'm looking forward to seeing how it goes though, because we've got an interesting map. Mongolian Heights, not something that you do see a lot. Obviously it is now in the ranked pool. I think a lot of people are vetoing it. I know me personally, I'm vetoing it. I don't want to have it. I don't want to play on it, but I think China as a civilization is quite strong on this map. The only issue that you're going to have is that as a counter-civ, the Holy Roman Empire does very, very effectively. Now, a lot of people often ask about this. They say, Drongo, you always talk about this. You always talk about, China's bad matchups. If you were to think of bad Chinese matchups, French, English, because they lose the late game, French, because they lose the early game, and then the Holy Roman Empire, where they pretty much just lose all game against the Holy Roman Empire. So basically the Holy Roman Empire have got much better timings than China, and they can do all the things that China wants to do, but they just do it slightly faster, which means that they've always got a tempo advantage on them. So when they go for fast castle, China doesn't have an easy way to deny relics. Once they've gotten to the castle age, it's difficult to deal with the men-at-arms spam or the knight spam. And then they can also buy themselves enough time that they can get to Imperial. And if you go for a 2TC Song Dynasty, they're going to still be able to keep up with you because of their Imperial landmark, the Palace of Swabia. And of course, they're just going to have that little bit of tempo advantage with regard to siege. They also get access to culverins in the late game, which means that they have siege superiority. And yeah, it's just all round a very good civilization against China. So I'm curious to see exactly how Crackety looks to play it. For anyone who's unfamiliar with Crackety, we cast him a fair bit on the channel. He's one of the few top-level players that actually keeps their replays open. For anybody who doesn't know, there's a functionality to hide your replays in Age of Empires 4. And there's a reason why the developers have enabled it. The reason why they enabled it is because that if you just allow everyone's replays to be searchable and you can't hide your history, then everyone just plays on barcode accounts. If you don't know what a barcode account is, it's just an account named III or LLLLL, maybe some ones in there as well. And then that's basically just hiding who that person is. We never really get to know. Here we've got barcode red versus barcode blue. So at least we get a little bit of diversity with regard to the names. Can start to build a little bit of storylines across games, as we do see up-and-coming players that don't play on barcode, so that is nice. But early game, nothing too crazy going on at this point. Crackety just obviously taking advantage of that faster production from the Chinese dock, for anybody who doesn't know. Extra 20% speed, training speed, I guess is the production speed. Let's go with that. 20 seconds for a fishing boat here. Compare that over to the Holy Roman Empire one. It's 25 seconds, so you get those fishing boats out 5 seconds faster. Starts to add up a little bit, not a whole lot. A little bit. When it comes to Archon Chapels, not really any good Archon Chapel spots. Probably the... Oh, jeez. This is a pretty terrible spawn for an Archon Chapel. I think the best you could... See, even here is terrible, right? Like, you hit the berries, you hit the stone, and you hit a tiny little bit of wood. That's it. Oh, gosh. I feel sorry for Smelly Deli. Where does he go? And he is going to put a mining camp down, so he might be thinking about a second town center. Could be thinking about arrow slits, but look at the walls that are coming up. These are some weird walls, but... There's a reason why these walls are coming up. Now, he better be picket fencing here. I suspect he probably will be. Smelly Deli is going to spot the villagers coming in. We'll see 2 vills on either side. And begins to move the fishing boats out. I don't know whether he's looking for a block or what he's going to do, but there we go. We start to see it come through. First of the picket fence on the top side does go up successfully. On the bottom side, he's going for it. He looks like he's going to make the connect the dots. He does indeed get it. So both picket fences are up, which means that he is able to secure the wall and begin walling in his enemy, which means that there's not going to be any aggression early on here, at least on that south side, though. On the north side, however, that is a different story. We can already see that Smelly Deli is up to some smelly stuff, dropping a dock right outside Crackety. And we do see a villager. I think that villager just quickly sieged down the fishing boat. Continued moving on. But the Archon Chapel is down, and he's just going to go for, yeah, I think this is probably the best that you could do at this stage. Use the Archon Chapel as a lumber drop-off, boost up the TV, boost up the TV, get that TV a little bit louder, But you get like a huge portion of your forest covered. But it's definitely, you know, as far as Arkan Chapels go, this is the lowest of the low, right? Like you're talking, this is a 1 out of 10, maybe a 2 out of 10 at best. So unfortunate, and it's not Smelly Deli's fault. That's just about the best you could go for. But we do see an outpost going to come down for Crackety, and it's coming up quickly. Look at that. Over on the other side of the map, though, Crackety still yet to age up, interestingly. Might be thinking about going for a Barbican, potentially. That could be an option for him. We do see a second outpost coming up towards the north. There's a villager on the other side of the river. Crackety's still yet to age up. We're at the 5-minute 40 mark. He did only open single dock. I wonder what's the hold-up been for Crackety. I guess he's just got a lot of villagers on wood. And it looks like he's going to be going for the Imperial Academy. Once again, another unfortunate position here on the Imperial Academy. Not the best. I think this probably... I don't know. I don't know exactly what that's targeting, but we do see the villager did go down. Scout almost going to get taken out, but he should be able to run away here. And now down on the south side, we can see those villagers having a field day, taking out the first of the fishing boats. Second fishing boat going to get focused down. Look how much damage is coming out here as well. Is he three-shotting? He's three-shotting the fishing boats. Damn, that he is cleaning house down here. And unfortunately, Smelly Deli not paying attention, but at the same time on the north side, I'm suspecting that I was going to say, we'll probably see some emplacements coming through, and indeed we do, and he's actually walled in the fishing boats. So now the villager's going to start sieging down the dock, and this is where Crackety's got to make a decision. Because you know what you're up against, right? You're up against the Holy Roman Empire, you know what they're doing, you know how they're going to be playing this. I feel like you have to commit to a feudal age pressure here, and look to try and deny this. So getting out Spearman, but this is going to be a problem. This is going to be a big problem. That's 1, 2, 3, and we see double demo coming out. He's looking to focus it down, but the demo's going to come out and take out all 3 villagers immediately. That's a -3 and already seven workers taken out this game by Crackety. 4 taken out for Smelly Deli. Obviously the villagers are a lot more. Oh my lord, he's clearing out that dock so quickly, but the villager comes out looking to repair. He's going to need to at least get 1 more out. You can see him with the war junk now. Also has the horseman, looking to try and harass. And look at this single villager just being an absolute hero. That dock was going to be burning down. But Smelly Deli keeps it alive, keeps it in the game. You can see how much damage. Look at the range on that dock. That's crazy. And now we also see with the carrot coming out, it's going to need to focus down the villager straight away. There's the demo ship, so it looks like he will finish this off. Oh my lord. It is so tight. The demo ship does come out. War junk, I don't think it will go down. Oh, but it's getting taken down by the... Oh my lord, Smelly Deli, you're amazing. He needed to pull villagers. I'm pretty confident Smelly Deli actually waited for his dock to fire at the same time, and he exploded the Dow, or the explosive junk, on top of it, so that it killed them at the exact same time. But we do see the dock is going to burn down. No further villagers coming out, unfortunately, for Smelly Deli. So he's going to have to give up this part of land. But over on the other side of the map, we do see there are plenty of horsemen roaming around. And Crackety, what is his intention? He's got a lot of sheep out over here. He's supervising it up as well. Only the single supervisor out so far. Villagers heading back into the pavilion, looking to try and keep them alive a little bit longer. Might need to throw down a little something over here, maybe an outpost. But checking in over on the other side of the map, we do see a second town center now coming through for Smelly Deli. Very interesting play from him. So looking to try and deal with the Song Dynasty of his enemy, I suspect. But 10 vills on gold. You guys know exactly what that's going to be. That's going to be a castle age. And so one of the key things that you're going to need to do as China when you're playing against the Holy Roman Empire is, number 1, deny relics. And number 2, you need to get castle quickly. So it is very difficult to play this matchup when you've got something like water that is involved in it as well, because you don't know how much your enemy's investing, you don't know how much you're investing compared to them. And so it always leaves this question in your head as to, are you investing enough? Have you invested too much? And the problem is, with China, if you make a single mistake, you will lose the game, because there's so many win conditions for the Holy Roman Empire. For the Holy Roman Empire, you pick up the relics, great job, you win. Because the China didn't deny them. They didn't invest enough into units to deny you picking up those relics. Did they not get castle fast enough? Did they invest too many resources in denying those relics? Well, now you can just kill them in Castle Age. With their lack of crossbows, they've got no way to deal with your heavily armored units. So there's your next win condition. And then it's, oh, did they build too many units in the Castle Age? or did they make another mistake? And now, oh, look at that. I'm up to Imperial, and now I've got my Burgrave, my Swabia, pumping out units. So there's lots of different ways that the Holy Roman Empire can win, and China really do have to play a perfect game at this level if they want to win. But we do see beautiful control coming out here from Smelly Delhi. Interestingly, doesn't have the villager lead though. Crackety still with a villager lead of 7, largely attributable to the fact he's got a pretty decent water economy, and we do start to see walls coming up on the north side for Crackety, so looking to protect at least that northern relic. Keep in mind that this map has been changed up so that there are larger crossings and that there are more crossings. So if you are going to want to wall, you're going to have to wall more often. You're going to have to use longer walls. So interesting play coming out from Crackety to decide to go for this, but I've got to agree with it. I think this is a smart play, and this actually does 2 of those things that we were talking about. Remember, number 1 is you want to deny relics. Now, you're not going to be denying this relic, okay? It's under his town center. You're not going to be denying this relic, okay? It's behind his wall. And you might be denying this one down here with, if you wall this one in and drop an outpost on it and send a couple of units over there, but this is, you're dreaming if you think you're going to stop that. But you can stop the 3 that are on your side from getting picked up. And one of the ways you can do that are through walls. Whether you look to wall your own relics in, or whether you look to wall your enemy out of those relics, those are your options. And Crackety goes to wall out. Now, in addition to that, we've also got another potential win condition for the HRE to look for, and that's going to be the Castle Age timing with lots of units. So whether he looks to go into something like a Burgrave here, which is probably what I would suspect he does, even though he's got triple stable, so he could be looking for heavy lances. Actually, I think you're probably better off going for the Regnants here, just because you've got guaranteed 3 relics, and you can probably look to fight for the other 3 as well. And we do see it is going to be the Regnants coming up. So this is probably the best choice here. Regnants in the back as well. It's right next to the 2 relics, so really smart positioning here. So then the next thing that Crackety could die to is a potential timing with regard to the Castle Age. And this is something that he has to be very careful of. So number 1 is he needs to try and match the enemy Castle Age timing, but he can also just look to wall and keep himself safe through walls. And as long as he gets crossbows out in time, he should be okay. The problem is not all crossings are walled. In fact, a couple of men-at-arms have made their way through. He needs to picket fence this immediately. Oh my lord, this is going to be close. This could actually be really bad for Crackety because this is still open. Now, maybe he could look to hold this with demo ships. So that could be the play, but ideally he needs to get this wall up really, really quickly, because what's going to happen now are a flood of units, okay? You expect to see men-at-arms, expect to see knights coming out from Smelly Delhi. And that's very difficult for you to deal with as China if you don't have crossbows. But we do see Crackety. He's doing all the right things. He's going up to the Castle Age here. And do we have a Song? Yeah, we've got a Song Dynasty coming through from him. So he's not that far behind with regard to villager count at the moment. But still going to be struggling. Doing a decent job of just chasing around the horsemen. And so Crackety's in a decent spot. One thing that could potentially be his downfall is a drop, though. If a Lancer drop comes in or a Knight drop comes in, this could be a big problem for him. And there's a lot of health on those. So I would be looking to try and focus down this dock as much as I possibly could. Maybe draw a gate in here, try and get a couple of units in, and just try and maintain that control, that superiority. But we do see him moving down with the men-at-arms onto the south side. So Crackety has hopefully got an archery range and he's supervising crossbows. That should be his number 1 goal once he reaches the Castle Age. After that, obviously going into the monastery, and we see him looking to pick up relics now. But supervising out crossbows is really, really important. Just because if your enemy does go for a potential Burgrave, you want to be able to deal with it. And you can see right now that Crackety doesn't really have a response to this. At least not at this point. And we don't see anything coming up. Is this going to be a keep that he's throwing down over here? Because if it is, I'm going to have to... I've got some concerns. And we do see down on the south side, Crackety did go for the wall. Something I was actually oblivious to, but will now... it will reveal itself. So you can go for something cute like this, but at the end of the day, it's just, it's not really going to happen, is it? I like that he went for the gate before he even finished the wall. But now in the middle of the map, it looks like the war junk just going to get sieged down. So he did delete the backside wall so that he could get the war junk down here. I reckon he could have thrown a demo or 2 down here to potentially deal with it. Where are the crossbows, though? That's the real question. And Crackety's still not with crossbows. Crackety, what's going on right now? Crackety's not in... Okay, finally dropping down an archery range. This is really late. Look at the gold. Look at the resources. Crackety right now could... I'm not even kidding you. Could have 15 crossbows out right now if he'd just been supervising an archery range and he had the resources for it. This is not good, though, because, as I mentioned, full armored units are now going to be looking to break through Crackety's base. He's got a war junk here, looking to try and take down a couple. Demo going to come out. This is a really bad spot. And once again, that dock going to be coming in helpful. And look at that demo ship. It's just looking to try and get through, but he's able to block, able to hold through. The fishing boat's doing a decent job of blocking. He needs to buy himself time, and you can see he's got 6 crossbows in queue. What? He's not even supervising it. Crackety, please. Crackety, thank you. Finally supervising now. 9 seconds with the supervision. He will have plenty of crossbows out, but I fear that it might be too late. And the problem is you can't let the HRE player get a tempo advantage. If they get tempo advantage, which is what's happening right now, Crackety doesn't have a solid mass. Needs to be making sure he's picking off the cavalry, doing a decent job. Really good job here by Crackety. Focus down that cavalry. Crossbows need to make sure that they stay on the backside. He can't let them die. And now we see a couple of knights heading up towards the top side. Gets a second archery range. Don't let that crossbow die. 2, 3 more now popping out, but if the Imperial official gets focused down, he could be in trouble. Back towards the middle of the map. More armored units coming through, and we can see they've actually broken through in that central location. Villagers going to be evacuated from the woodline. Crackety holding on for dear life, but it looks like he might be able to hold for the moment. He's got a few crossbowmen in queue. Definitely wasn't prepared. Villagers have gone idle on the woodline as well, or rather on the mill. Crackety's resources looking more like he wants to go to Imperial at this point. Maybe even could be thinking about a Yuan dynasty, but definitely not advisable. Imperial official going down on the mill, as you would expect. Back towards the middle of the map, we do see Smelly Deli continuing to press the attack. Over on the east side, gathering up plenty of resources. The villager count begins rising in his favor. He's up to 69 villagers, a very nice number. Needs to get these rewalls through, and you can see at the moment that wall not being completed, it's really going to hurt him. But you can see exactly why crossbowmen are so strong against the HRE in this position here. And remember what I was talking about earlier. You know, when it comes to the way that you play this matchup, you have to make sure you don't make any mistakes. And Crackety's got to be real careful here. He's definitely made a few mistakes, and that is a huge one, pushing out towards the middle when you had no reason to. He's going to lose his entire force here. If he loses this force, the game is over. I'm telling you right now, the game is over if he loses this force. And he's just thrown away the force. He's going to be supervising a couple more crossbowmen out. But at this point, he's got no front line, no beef. No, he needs meat with his potatoes. At the moment, he's got potatoes, plenty of them, but he's got no meat. And now a couple of spearmen coming out towards the front line. These guys are only hardened, though, yet to receive their veterancy. Villagers heading towards that back wood line. Hasn't picked up his upgrades just yet. We do see that relics have been picked up. Yeah, he's got 2 relics so far. I'm not sure whether... Oh, there's the third one coming in now. Might be looking to hold it for a potential Wololo. Could buy himself a little bit of time. Going to be bringing it in. Is indeed going for the Wololo. Crackety trying his hardest. Can he turn the tides? He's looking for it. Might get a ledge connect. He gets one. It's not terrible. Crackety here channeling his inner salami. But unfortunately, it looks like Crackety there is not doing the best. Numbers still looking very solid for Smelly Deli. He's trying his best to hold on, and the consequence of having the archery ranges on the front line like this is just that they can get camped. But look at this. It's a decent little hold, but hold on. Round 7's coming in right now. More horsemen Lance connects. I feel like this is an interesting wave composition that he's got, but definitely works well against this combo that Crackety was going for, right? The crossbowman together with the spearman. It gets countered very heavily by this. Looks like for the moment, it's going to continue supervising out units. But not having a super good time. All the Imperial officials having to run back to the town center, seeking a little bit of refuge. And for the moment, I mean, Crackety holds the attack. The issue is going to be, where is the rewall? The rewall has come through on that south side. So Crackety's held for the moment. Crackety's okay. He lives. Jeez, he lives, but he lives with a 20 villager deficit. And this is one of the things, one of the consequences of not playing the 2TC style. Is that if your enemy... Oh gosh, how many vills was that? Oh gosh, how many vills was that? A single Lanch Connect and just dead bodies on the ground. And I think that might be the case, that Crackety doesn't suspect his enemy is on 2TCs. Because at this point, all his enemy needs to do is just keep making units, and he's going to overwhelm Crackety. And the units that he's making are actually really nice. So the spearmen are going to do great against the horsemen. They're not going to do that well against the Lanchkaneks. And to deal with the Lanchkaneks as China, you've pretty much got one option, and that's the archer. This is a deadly combo. We see this coming out a lot from the Holy Roman Empire, in the late game especially, but to see it in the Castle Age is rare. I'm loving the fact that we're bringing it out right now. And Smelly Deli looking to charge through on this wall, and you can see that he's doing it from pitch black. So he wasn't slowly putting this wall down. He's just sent all of his units. He's built up a pretty big force and now attacking it. And good game gets called. Crackety knows that he can't play on any longer. the consequence of losing way too many villagers there. Just didn't start the production early enough, and as a result, loses the game. So well played to Crackety. Guys, go check him out. I'll leave a link in the description to where you can watch him live, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching.